There's a witness for the defense in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. This guy's name is Drew Hernandez. Well, Drew Hernandez is biased. So the prosecution wanted to introduce evidence of why this individual would have a testimony favorable to the killer, Kyle Rittenhouse. Here's the video.
You characterized yourself as a professional commentator. What does that mean?
That means that I comment on the news professionally on a daily basis.
Professionally meaning you're paid?
Yep.
Who pays you?
I am employed by Real America's Voice.
Does Real America's Voice have any sort of political bias or agenda or anything like that?
What is about?
It goes to the bias of the witness, Your Honor.
The bias in what respect? I assume that people, as I commented at the beginning, this is not a political trial. And I don't know how you would isolate a person's particular politics and determine that that person is going to evaluate the evidence one way or another.
Okay, I'll move on.
Okay, all right, that's not it. I got more. Here's what the judge did not want the jury to know about Mr. Drew Hernandez and his statements that clearly shows his bias in favor of the killer, Kyle Rittenhouse. Here it is.
Whether Donald Trump wins or not, it's your time to rise. Because we will not go down without a fight. We will not go down without bloodshed. I don't care. The media could take what I say and say that I'm violent. I don't care. Antifa and Black Lives Matter brought us to this point. If they want to fight, then they got one. Because I'm not afraid of these communists. I'm not afraid of these socialists. You know where to find me. You know where I live. Come down. I'm ready for you. 2A all day, baby.
Now, I'm only a second-year law student, but clearly I can see what's called the probative value of introducing the prior statements of the witness in character testimony, because obviously there is an incentive and a bias connected between the person on the witness stand, their commonly held belief, with the person who was on trial. The issue, the protest, was a Black Lives Matter protest. It was connected. If you are anti-Black Lives Matter in your sentiment, your social understanding, or even your politics, that does in fact matter. Now, this is a clumsy judge. This judge has made very routine statements on the record that seem adversarial to judicial or good judicial conduct. Here's some of it.
The word victim is a loaded word. And I think alleged victim is a cousin to it. Let the evidence show what the evidence shows, and if the evidence shows that any or more than one of these people were engaging in arson, rioting, or looting, then I'm not going to tell the defense they can't call them that. I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that.
Actions that I had talked about. Then I think.
Let's hope for 1 o'clock. I don't know. Hope the Asian food isn't coming. Isn't on one of those boats in Long Beach Harbor.
Ben, what are your thoughts?
How easy is it to become a judge these days? Is it a weekend course? Is it just a 3-day online certification?
Actually, in some jurisdictions, yes.
I bet that's true. I mean, it is mind-boggling to say I don't understand how presenting evidence that the person you're putting on trial to say, I just, in an unbiased way, was there and noticed it and saw that he just killed them in self-defense, is a person who says we should basically create and commit violence against Black Lives Matter supporters. That is literally the smoking gun, pun intended, that you need to prove exactly why this is a prejudicial witness and why his testimony should be thrown right in the garbage. The judge doesn't get that. Maybe he's hungry and he's waiting for his Asian food and he can't think straight.
You know what's interesting, Ben? And I'm literally taking right now in law school a class called evidence, right? The rules of evidence. How do you get certain evidence in? How do you get certain testimony in? How do you block it? What you learn in law school is that basically the judge has unlimited discretion in this area. And even outside of that discretion, the judge can overstep their boundaries and you have to reserve the objection for the appeal. But when it's the prosecution who's on the other side of it, right? The one that has been limited by judicial discretion, the prosecution doesn't get another bite at the apple, only the defense. And so this is it. This is going to be a done data at the end of the day.